Alright, picture this: you've meticulously crafted your investment portfolio on M1 Finance. You've got your pies, your slices, everything is humming along nicely. Then, boom, you need to move a significant chunk of change. Maybe it's for a down payment, a major purchase, or just rebalancing your life. Panic sets in. You ask yourself, can I even move that much? What is the transfer limit for M1 Finance? Sound familiar? Or maybe you're just curious, planning ahead, and want to avoid that heart-stopping moment. Either way, you're in the right place. Because let's face it, understanding the nitty-gritty of your investment platform is crucial, especially when it comes to moving your money. Now, before we dive into the specific numbers, let's take a step back and understand why transfer limits exist in the first place. It's not just M1 Finance, every financial institution has them. It's about security, regulation, and preventing money laundering. Think of it like a safety net, protecting both you and the platform from potential fraud. When we talk about transfers, we're really talking about a few different things: withdrawals, external transfers to other brokerages, and sometimes even internal transfers between your M1 accounts. Each of these can have different rules and limits. First, let's address the most common concern: withdrawals. You need to access your cash, and you need to know how much you can pull out. The good news is, M1 Finance generally doesn't impose strict, hard and fast daily or monthly withdrawal limits in the traditional sense. However, that doesn't mean it's a free-for-all. Instead, M1 Finance focuses on ensuring your withdrawal request aligns with your available cash balance. This means if you have $10,000 in cash, you can theoretically withdraw up to $10,000. But here's the crucial part: it needs to be settled cash. Settled cash means the funds have fully cleared and are available for withdrawal. If you recently sold securities or deposited funds, there might be a waiting period. This settlement period is typically 2 business days, known as T+2, where T is the trade date. This is an industry standard and not unique to M1 Finance. It's designed to allow for the clearing and settlement of trades. So, if you sell stocks on Monday, the cash might not be available for withdrawal until Wednesday. Now, let's talk about the practical side of this. If you're planning a large withdrawal, like for a down payment on a house, what should you do? The best approach is to plan ahead. Avoid making last-minute sales and withdrawals. Give yourself ample time for the funds to settle. Furthermore, consider breaking up larger withdrawals into smaller chunks over a few days. While M1 doesn't have a strict daily limit, large, sudden withdrawals can trigger additional reviews for security purposes. This isn't about hindering you, but about protecting your account. Another factor to consider is the method of withdrawal. M1 Finance primarily uses ACH transfers, which are electronic transfers between banks. While convenient, ACH transfers can sometimes have limitations based on your bank's policies. So, it's always a good idea to check with your bank regarding any potential limits they might impose on incoming or outgoing ACH transfers. Moving on to external transfers, what if you want to move your entire portfolio to another brokerage? This is where things get a bit more nuanced. M1 Finance supports automated customer account transfer service, ACATS, transfers. ACATS is a standardized system that allows for the electronic transfer of securities between brokerage firms. Now, here's the kicker: M1 Finance doesn't impose a specific dollar limit on ACATS transfers. However, the receiving brokerage might have its own requirements and limitations. Additionally, the type of securities you hold can affect the transfer process. Some complex securities or illiquid assets might not be transferable via ACATS. When initiating an ACATS transfer, you'll need to provide accurate information about your account at the receiving brokerage. Any discrepancies can delay or even cancel the transfer. Also, remember that ACATS transfers can take several business days to complete. So, patience is key. Another aspect to keep in mind is the potential for transfer fees. While M1 Finance doesn't typically charge fees for ACATS transfers, the receiving brokerage might. Always check with both brokerages to understand any potential costs involved. Now, let's briefly touch on internal transfers between your M1 accounts. If you have multiple PIs or accounts within M1 Finance, transferring funds between them is usually seamless. However, there are a few things to consider. If you're transferring between taxable accounts and retirement accounts, you need to be mindful of tax implications. Always consult with a tax advisor if you're unsure. Also, if you're transferring between accounts with different investment strategies, ensure that the transfer aligns with your overall financial goals. Rebalancing your portfolio is essential, but it should be done strategically. Now, let's address a common concern. What if I have an M1 spend account? The M1 spend account is a checking account that works in conjunction with your M1 invest account. It allows for seamless transfers between your checking and investment accounts. When it comes to transfers from your M1 spend account, you'll generally be subject to the same ACH transfer limits as with any other bank account. These limits can vary based on your banking history and account activity. Again, checking with your bank is crucial. Furthermore, M1 Finance offers the M1 Visa debit card, which allows you to access your funds directly from your M1 spend account. Debit card transactions are typically subject to daily spending limits, which can vary depending on your account settings. Now, let's shift gears slightly and talk about some practical tips for managing your transfers. First and foremost, always maintain accurate records of your transactions. Keep track of your deposits, withdrawals, and transfers. This will help you stay organized and identify any potential discrepancies. Secondly, utilize M1 Finance's customer support resources. If you have any questions or concerns about transfer limits or procedures, don't hesitate to reach out to their support team. They can provide personalized guidance and address any specific issues you might be facing. Thirdly, stay informed about any changes to M1 Finance's policies and procedures. Financial regulations and platform policies can change over time. By staying up to date, you can avoid any surprises and ensure that you're complying with the latest requirements. Another important point to address is the importance of verifying your bank account information. Incorrect bank account details can lead to delays or even failed transfers. Double-check your account and routing numbers before initiating any transfer. To summarize, while M1 Finance doesn't impose strict daily or monthly withdrawal limits, the availability of your funds depends on settled cash and potential ACH transfer limitations. For external transfers via CATs, there are no specific dollar limits, but the receiving brokerage's policies and the type of securities you hold can impact the transfer. Internal transfers are generally seamless, but tax implications and investment strategies should be considered. And always plan ahead. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.